The MiG-25 still remains the fastest jet fighter-interceptor of all time, with an on-paper max airspeed speed of Mach 3.2 and a practical max airspeed of Mach 2.8. MiG-25 inches Foxbat, a Soviet Cold War-era interceptor, remains one of the fastest jet fighters ever built, with an on-paper speed of Mach 3.2. Originally designed to counter the U.S. XB-70 Valkyrie bomber, the MiG-25 achieved only one air-to-air combat kill, a tragic moment during the Persian Gulf War when Iraqi pilot Zuhair Dawoud shot down U.S. Navy F/A-18 Hornet pilot LCDR Michael Scott Speicher. Please subscribe and follow. Speicher, initially classified as Mia, was later confirmed Kia in 2003. While the MiG-25 is now mostly retired, its legacy endures as a symbol of Cold War fears and geopolitical conflict. The MiG-25 Foxbat, Cold War icon and tragic Gulf War killer. Of all the Cold War-era fighters and interceptors designed in the Soviet Union, none genuinely scared the hell out of Western airpower strategists and tacticians quite like the Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-25 NATO reporting name, Foxbat. Though still slower than America's Lockheed State Route 71 Blackbird air-breathing spy plane, Mach 3.56, and North American 10-15 rocket plane, Mach 6.7, the MiG-25 still remains the fastest jet fighter interceptor of all time, with an on-paper max airspeed speed of Mach 3.2 and a practical max airspeed of Mach 2.8. Ironically enough, it was the Soviets' own fear of an adversary's warbird that, in turn, had motivated them to design the Foxbat in the first place. The American-made XB-70 Valkyrie supersonic, to the tune of Mach 3 bomber, which ended up never even making it past the prototype phase. Ultimately, the Foxbat only ended up scoring one air-to-air kill against an American warbird, but it was still a tragedy for the United States of America. MiG-25 initial history in brief. The MiG-25 made her maiden flight on March 6, 1964, and was officially introduced into the service of the Rodina motherland. In 1970, she was the last aircraft designed by Mikhail Gurevich before his retirement. 6 years after the MiG-25's operational debut, a 29-year-old PVO, Vojska Protivovozdushnoye Obrony, literally translated as anti-air defense troops, lieutenant by the name of Viktor Belenko helped dispel the dual shrouds of mystery and fear surrounding the Foxbat and did so by defecting and escaping in one. For a detailed account of Belenko's life, read the excellent book MiG Pilot, The Final Escape of Lieutenant Belenko by John Barron. Roughly 15 years after Belenko's daring escape and the resultant treasure trove of hands-on intel that the Western intelligence community was able to gather on his airplane, the Foxbat scored her lone combat kill against a U.S. air asset. However, the MiG-25 driver in question was not a Russian nor a citizen of any of the other former Soviet republics for that matter, but rather a Saddam Hussein dictatorship-era Iraqi Air Force fighter pilot, then Mulazim, Second Lieutenant, Zuhair Dawoud. It was January 17, 1991, the first night of the Persian Gulf War aka Operation Desert Storm, the multinational coalition campaign that ultimately ended Saddam's occupation of the tiny oil-rich nation of Kuwait. That fateful night, Dawoud, attached at the time to the 84th Fighter Squadron, scored the Iraqi Air Force's only air-to-air kill of the Gulf War, when he shot down then Lieutenant Commander, later posthumously promoted to Captain Michael Scott Speicher's U.S. Navy F/A-18 Hornet. In Dawoud's own words, as quoted by Dario Leone in an April 17, 2019, article titled, Iraqi MiG-25 Foxbat pilot explains how he was able to shoot down LCDR Speicher's F/A-18 Hornet the first night of Operation Desert Storm. I reported what happened to the GCI-GR. The MiG-25 still remains the fastest